The Tiguan is all new for 2025, and we're showcasing the Tiguan SE R-Line Black and Opal White Pearl over Grigio and Black Leatherette interior. And for 2026, we're receiving a turbo variant, which gives us an increase of 67 horsepower. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why this is the best budget-friendly SUV that you can go to in the market. We're going to also compare this against some competition and throw in some pros and cons. Starting this off, you're going to have different clearances. So when you option the 4Motion, which is what we're showcasing, it's going to have the max of 7 inches of clearance. When you're going into the SE R-Line Black, you're going to have adaptive lighting for the front. So your LED headlights, daytime runnings, it's also going to integrate into the Volkswagen badging. And the R-Line is going to further the sporty design because you're going to have the gloss black for the enlarged grille that goes into the lower bit of the bumpers. You're going to have front parking sensors. That's going to be standard. They're also going to put some gloss black around the fenders, the mirror housing, the roof rails, taking into the back, the lower roof spoiler and the lower bumper, getting the grille pattern to make it look a lot more dynamic than anybody in class. And the 3rd generation increases horsepower by 17 with the 2-liter TSI 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that's producing 201 horsepower with 228 pound-feet of torque, paired to an 8-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission, achieving 22 mpgs for the city, 30 mpgs for the highway. And you have to put this in context. This is the 4Motion, so this is all-wheel drive configuration. So you're getting great MPGs. When you go into the R-Line Black, you're getting these 19-inch glossy black wheels, the raised roof rails, so you can put tie down, so it's more practical than other SUVs, because you don't have to buy the crossbars. You also get the panel moonroof going this route, and when you're getting the 4Motion, it increases your towing from 1,500 pounds to 1,800 pounds. But it goes another step, because it also increases your payload from 958 to 1,014 pounds. Now, a con that can come into play for the 3rd generation is they have discontinued the 3rd row on the Tiguan. So you have to go up into a larger SUV in order to do so, but you're still getting all the practicality, all of the affordability. With performance, you can even go up into the turbo, which increases more, not only getting the styling from the SEL R-Line Black, so it ticks the box to everything of somebody's need for a budget-friendly SUV. And that's the first reason why I would say you need to go to this trim, because when you're comparing this against Honda, that's not going to be the case. You're going to have hybrid powertrains, which is great. But if you go into the turbo, you only have 2 trims to choose from. Whereas when you go into Volkswagen, you have 4 different choices, plus you have more standard features that you wouldn't be able to get unless you go into the hybrid for Honda. Toyota gets a new RAV4, and Mazda, both 2 of those vehicles are going to be more expensive than this. LED taillights that wrap around the whole rear. You get the gloss black for the Tiguan, the lower's going to have more or less a diffuser. And when you go into the SEL Turbo, you get a 360-degree reverse camera, which most of the time for these size vehicles, that's not even going to be the case. Safety is taken care of because Volkswagen also gives you the park distance control, which is the sensors for the front and the rear cross traffic alert, frontal collision with pedestrian, cyclist, blind spot monitoring. So safety, performance is also taken care of, and it's not a thirsty vehicle. I mean, which way would you go? Let us know in the comments. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe, click the like, because all these clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more vehicles to the channel. Oh, and the SE will start with the power liftgate, and that's going to go up the trim. Going into 26.5 cubic feet of storage. You have a little storage compartment here that you could put beverages with a 12-volt charger. A deep little storage pocket here on the side and on the other side as well with LED interior lights. You still get the bag holders. Underneath the floor, you could fold this as a 3-cart. So you have some storage here, and you get your spare tire. And from front to back, we're looking at a little bit over 37 inches. Because of those storage cubbies between the wheel wells, we have about 39.5 inches. And Volkswagen does it correct, because you pull these tabs here, and it's going to split at a 40-60 split, increasing cargo to 58.9 cubic feet. And on the tape, it gives you over 6 feet, or right at 75 inches of cargo capacity. The key fob to the 3rd generation SEL R-Line Black Tiguan. 12-way power seat adjustment for the driver, manual seat adjustment for the passenger, VTech leatherette seating. Heated seats is standard. Cloth seats come standard with manual seat adjustment in the front. We have 7 speakers throughout the interior. 12 speakers through Harman Kardon goes into the SEL Turbo. A moonroof starts here. We also get a heads-up display that starts here. It is a driver-focused setup, but you still have about 4 inches. I'm at 6'3", and then on this side you have nearly 6 inches. Plus I can go back a little bit. 10 ambient lighting colors start on the SE trim, and it works into this trim. The SEL Turbo will have 30 ambient color lights. And going to the Turbo, you'll have a 15-inch screen here. Let's fire it up. Now the refresh is welcome for the 3rd generation. You're gonna have LED interior lights with an auto dimming rear view mirror. When we put it into reverse, you'll have a reverse camera here, but the Turbo will unlock a 360-degree reverse camera. The trajectory does expand. You can also open this up. This is a 12.9-inch screen configuration, front and rear parking sensors, dual climate control, which Volkswagen calls Climatron. What I like so much about the Tiguan is all the standard features you're getting. So even if you go into an S, you're getting things like a wireless charging pad, you're getting this large screen plus a 10.25 gauge cluster screen. I mean, you really can't beat the total value that you're getting. You have this touchpad here, and then when you click onto the square, this is your quick wedges that you can go through everything here. When you click onto the dots, this is all of the settings that you have: wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. And another cool feature, when you click onto the ambient, click onto the mood. Now you can change the mood lighting. I'm not a huge fan of the infotainment screens that come out like a tablet design. I like them better in the actual dashboard, but it is curved, so it makes it a little bit easier for the driver. You have the soft materials down here with the contrast stitch, and Volkswagen keeps everything open so it's more accessible. You have storage area here, a touchpad for the rotary knob, more storage, USB port, that's the wireless charger. This is gonna be soft, opens up into a smaller storage pocket. You open that up and it's deep with a 12 volt because it covers this whole area. So you don't really need a pass-through, which usually I would be complaining about. They really maximize a ton of storage. Leather wrap steering wheel, multi-function. You get the flat bottom. In that gauge cluster, you can go through an array of different content for the driver. And you can change out each individual side for the content. And the dashboard is a flat dashboard layout. You get the satin aluminum with the glossy black, so I think they did a good job with the pattern design and keeping the sporty feel. You have the sport pedals because this is the SE R-Line black. Leg space for the driver, around 7 inches here, and I got about 7 inches here. Headroom with a pano is still good. You can let me know in the comments the actual dimensions. And when you go into the SEL Turbo, you're getting Vanesca leather, ventilated seats, and massage seats. Door panel and dashboard configuring together nicely. The contrast stitch, soft materials, you get that pattern with the ambient lighting. One touch up and down for the windows, soft to touch where it needs to be, in a medium-sized storage pocket with another little storage for the driver. For the back seat, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more. We have the cup holders and armrest down. You get 2 USB-C ports, a little storage tray to put some gum, storage beyond both of the front seats, and the door is gonna have the same segment as the front. So I appreciate that because they keep that soft materials even where you're resting your arms. You have literally about the same size storage pocket as the front. And you also have a storage right here. So it's definitely family oriented. Sitting behind me, the seats are pretty much carved out for you, so you're gonna have a pretty decent amount of room, especially at my dimensions. I have basically 6 inches here, and I have about 5 inches here, with headroom being at least 2 or 3 inches, but you can let me know in the comments. Sliding into the center, knee space is still good because we've lost the 3rd row, so I have 4 or 5 inches, which makes this a little bit more desirable if you're wanting a smaller vehicle than the Atlas, but you're still looking for room for a family. I can fit here. I have about 18 inches. We will be sharing some butt, leg, and shoulder space, but for the size of the vehicle, I think Volkswagen does an excellent job. 17 horsepower more than the prior gen. We're gonna start off with the turn radius. It's gonna be about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. All new platform. Pretty much everything about this vehicle is all new. And if you want more performance than this, they have the option. For 2026, you have the SEL Turbo, 67 horsepower more. But with the power that comes out of these vehicles, I'm all right with it. This is a smaller SUV. You're not really looking to do anything crazy. You're never going to take a vehicle like this on the track. It's literally a practical, everyday vehicle. The only major thing that upset me with this update was that we lost the third row capabilities, but we keep the styling elements. You actually have more room for the second row. Cargo capacity has increased a little bit. It's a little bit more wide, and I mean, you have more than enough clearance at 7 inches when you go into the 4Motion, and even going into a 2-wheel drive configuration, you still have over 6 inches of clearance, large windows, so it doesn't look that way on the exterior. It looks small and sleek. But then in the interior, everything is visible. The performance, and that's what I mean by it's quick enough. Almost everybody in the same category or segment is going to be getting roughly the same numbers. So spending the extra dough, is it worth it? It is, because you're getting a lot more interior stuff also. But when you go Tiguan, you get a lot more standard features, even on a base trim. And that's gonna take me to some pros and cons. And since you've heard a ton of pros, we're gonna jump into the con portion, which there's no third row. Once you get up to certain speeds, you can't touch the touch screen, which only makes sense because of safety. But the problem that comes into play there is everything is derived through that infotainment screen. You can still do things like your climate control, so that at least is still unlocked. But if you wanted to change things like a driving mode, in some cases it won't let you do it because it'll literally lock it. You have to go up into the SEL Turbo in order to get full leather seats, ventilated seats, heated rear seats, which I wish that would trickle into the SE R-Line Black. The major difference between the SE to the SE R-Line Black is the steering wheel, the heads-up display, the panel moonroof, and the styling elements on the exterior. But then when you go back into competition, this is also quite normal. Considering the price bump isn't a huge difference from the first 3 trims, you really can't complain about what you're getting as a total value. And that takes me to the second reason why you want to option this. All of the standard features you get even on a base S, you're not going to be getting that with the competition. But then when you compare this against competition, it's going to be the same thing. You have to go up trims. They basically don't like to option features, which is normal in the automotive industry right now. In technology, well, you see it, Volkswagen has ticked the box to that. So for the everyday practical vehicle, it ticks the box. You have the performance, you have the fun to drive, it's a smooth to drive. I mean, it's definitely going to be more than 3 reasons why you want to go this route. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.